Hello YouTubers, welcome to Royal Insiders, the perfect place for your weekly royal roundup. From the Queen to Meghan to the littlest royals. We'll take you through all the big palace stories. I'm Mike Dalton, standing in for Belinda this week. But here with us, as always, is royal author and expert Juliet Reed. Morning, Juliet.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Coming up on the show, Kate and Will, the husband and wife royal race rematch. But who came out on top? Plus, who was cheeky Charlotte sticking her tongue out at? Also ahead, Fergie joins her ex-Prince Andrew at Balmoral. Are they on again? Which royal is heading to Japan to meet the new emperor? And the never-before-seen photo of Meghan in Africa. All of that to come and much more. Juliet, so much to talk about this week. So let's start off with Kate and Will's facing off in a charity yacht race.
Yes, this is the King's Cup Regatta, which is a new initiative for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, something that they hope will become an annual event. And they have 8 charity teams. They are at the head of 2 of them, and each team represents a different one of their charities. Now, Kate is a bit of a keen sailor, and she was expecting to win, I think.
Did she?
She came last.
Where there's some demarcation with the judges.
Well, she obviously didn't have any sway with the judges, but, you know, William presented the wooden spoon to her, this massive wooden spoon, and there was a lot of hilarity. She took it in very good stead. But watching on were her 2 children, which we weren't expecting. So that was a lovely surprise. Prince George and Princess Charlotte watching the whole proceedings. They've been mucking around in the morning with some of the other people that were there, including Bear Grylls, who was the winner.
The survivalist.
The survivalist. He won. Who you know.
What do you expect him to do so, really?
And he was representing the Tusk organisation, and he said that in his speech that Prince George had eaten his first ant that day.
Well, that's very Bear Grylls-esque.
That's very Bear Grylls-esque. We also saw Charlotte poking out her tongue. Where her mother was beside her at the time, she was pointing down at the crowds. And at first, everyone thought, gosh, she's the naughty royal's poking out her tongue at the crowds, but she wasn't. She was poking out her tongue at her grandpa.
I was actually wondering about that. Would that be a bit of an issue inside once the race is one and done and they go back home to Frogmore Manor and they have the debate at over the table?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you know, the Duchess of Cambridge is very competitive, very competitive. We've seen them do this racing against each other before in the Dragon Boat race, and, you know, Kate said to the photographers there at the time, I want to win this. So I'm pretty sure she wanted to win this one too. So I expect there was a lot of talk about it back home afterwards, yes.
Juliet, from one royal couple to a former royal couple, Sarah and Andrew.
Yes, well, the Queen, as we know, is on her holidays in Balmoral, and her family are busy visiting her, and first up was Prince Andrew, but what we didn't expect was Sarah Ferguson came as well. They came separately on different aircraft, but yes, it's unusual to see Sarah joining them in Balmoral. Prompted lots of reports to suggest they're back on again, but I really don't think that's the case. I've spoken to Sarah about this in the past, and she says they're just really good friends and they really hang out together. Their children were there as well, Beatrice and Eugenie, so it was really just a visit to Granny.
OK, and it was Beatrice's birthday, I believe, from my desk calendar?
Yes. Beatrice's birthday. She was 31, and as seems to be the manner of royal birthdays, she got lots of messages on social media from her family, including a rather lovely one from her sister. We learnt that her nickname is Bibi. Yes, Prince Andrew also posted on Instagram. First of all, there was a bit of a hiccup. He posted pictures of the wrong daughter. There were pictures of Eugenie up there, but then that was quickly fixed. And of course, Sarah posted lots and lots of lovely pictures from, you know, birth to 31. It's
quite a reasonable relationship, given the fact that they were divorced, what, a couple of decades ago?
Yes, they've always remained very close. You know, when Sarah is in London or is in the south of England, she often stays at the Royal Lodge with Prince Andrew. So they're kind of like the perfect divorced couple. And they've worked really hard to, raise their children together, and they really are a very close family. It's incredible to see.
Now, Juliet, the monarch in waiting, Prince Charles, is about to make an official trip to Japan to, I suppose, be at the enthronement of his future counterpart.
Yes, I mean, this is, he's on behalf of the Queen, and he's going there for the enthronement ceremony, which is pretty much like a coronation of Emperor Naruhito. He's going there on his own. He won't be taking Camilla with him. Of course, they were there back in 2008, and the last enthronement ceremony, Prince Charles was there with Princess Diana. So, we've got a continuity of the relationship with Japan here between the two monarchies. Are
the two royal houses, I mean, do they in regular concord with each other?
I wouldn't know, but I expect so, I think the monarchies around the world do, they understand each other, don't they? They're all in the same world. So I imagine that they do have a lot of conversation with each other, yes.
Now, Juliet, a new photo of Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and with her arms enveloping a rather unusual creature.
Yes, we actually can only see her hands, but it was taken in Botswana. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex put this on their Sussex Royal Instagram account for World Elephant Day. And we've seen a few of these pictures of Harry and Meghan in Botswana. We know that they were there when Harry was wooing Meghan, and he took her there for a few days, and they obviously were working with the Elephants Without Borders organisation. It's an organisation that they are now following on their Instagram account, and as we know, this following stuff that they do, it shines a light on these organisations and really helps with awareness. They noted in this particular Instagram message that Ellen DeGeneres is also a supporter of the Elephants Without Borders, and that her supporters raise so much awareness they're naming an elephant after her.
After Ellen?
After Ellen. So Ellen the elephant is in Botswana. We know that Prince Harry is off to Botswana as part of the Africa tour. Maybe he'll meet Ellen the elephant.
And Juliet, Africa has got a very substantial place in the hearts of both Harry and Meghan, I suspect.
Absolutely. I mean, Prince Harry has spent a lot of his life in Africa. He has his Sentebale organisation there in Lesotho. He's travelled in Africa an awful lot on his own, and he supports a lot of the organisations there. They're making it a very key part of their work as well. We know that they're off to South Africa, and then later in the year, as their first tour as a royal family, they'll be taking Archie there. And he will actually be the youngest royal to travel on a royal tour, I think, when he arrives in South Africa. And then Harry is off to Botswana, Malawi and Angola. And he's going to be undergoing a lot of initiatives there, I believe, with the elephants.
And the Sussexes have launched a new initiative on Instagram, I believe.
Yes, this is, they're continuing to promote things using their Instagram account. This is how they like to connect directly with the public. And they're continuing to promote this idea of positivity. And they want to share inspirational quotes. And they're saying that these quotes can come from anyone. They could come from members of the public. They can come from teachers, from young leaders. But the very first one is from Princess Diana, or Diana, Princess of Wales, as she was. And it says, "Carry out a random act of kindness with no expectation of reward, safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same for you." So it's that sort of pay it forward idea. And I think it's rather lovely that they've started this initiative with Diana.
Indeed, a lovely sentiment to end off this edition of Royal Insiders. Thank you, Juliet. And Miss Belinda, I am assured YouTubers will be back on deck next week. If you prefer me, let us know and we'll organise an arm wrestle somewhere and sort it out that way. That is it for this week's edition.